It was an ordinary day on Earth, a typical morning full of the sounds of everyday life. Children's laughter filled the air as they played in parks, and workers hustled along busy streets. Above the urban bustle, the sun shone brightly, the sky a perfect shade of blue. But then, without warning, a shadow swept across the globe. A vast darkness that stretched from horizon to horizon, eclipsing the sun. At first, people were confused. A brief moment of calm silence descended. People stopped in their tracks and looked up, trying to make sense of what they were seeing. An object was descending from the heavens, massive, impossibly large, and pulsating with strange light. News stations interrupted regular programming, the images flashing across every screen.
Breaking news: a large object has entered Earth's atmosphere. We are being told to remain calm, but this is unlike anything we've ever seen before.
The mothership, a colossal structure with an organic, biomechanical surface, loomed ominously above the Earth. Its sheer size blocked out the sun, casting a thick shadow over the cities below. And before anyone could react, the sky was filled with the sound of tearing metal and ripping air as massive pods detached from the mothership and rained down toward the planet's surface. The pods impacted the Earth with tremendous force, crashing into major cities, forests, and open fields. Their impact shook the ground, shattering windows and knocking down buildings. The shockwaves spread out like a plague, and with each explosion, the world fell deeper into chaos. When the pods cracked open, the true horror was revealed. From inside crawled the Abyssal's humanoid monsters with jagged, armor-like skin and piercing, glowing eyes. Their movements were unnatural, terrifying, and swift. As they rose from the ruins, they unleashed a reign of terror.
Purge them all, the time has come.
The Abyssals moved like a well-trained army. They tore through the military forces that tried to fight them off. Tanks exploded in fiery balls of wreckage, and helicopters fell from the sky, their pilots unable to outmaneuver the creatures' deadly speed. In the midst of the destruction, smaller creatures, spider-like beasts with sharp mandibles, emerged from the ground, dragging helpless civilians into the Earth's depths. The carnage was unlike anything the world had ever seen. The world's leaders scrambled to respond, but it was too late. The Abyssals were everywhere. Among the devastation, a small group of survivors fought to stay alive. Dr. Elena Kyle, a brilliant xenobiologist, had been tracking strange signals from deep space for months, signals that had grown increasingly frequent and disturbing. When the first signs of the invasion appeared in her data, she immediately sounded the alarm, but no one believed her. Now, with the world in ruins, Elena realized she had been right all along. Elena managed to escape the collapse of her lab and found refuge in an underground bunker, where she was joined by other survivors, Marcus Canea, a hardened ex-soldier with a tragic past, and Riley Torres, a cynical but talented engineer with a knack for tinkering with technology. Elena was shocked by what she saw when they emerged from their safe haven. The Earth had already begun to change. Tendrils, huge, twisted growths had burst from the ground, stretching across cities and fields, tearing apart buildings and infrastructure. The landscape was warping. The planet itself was under the grip of the Abyssal's dark influence. In the bunker, Elena studied the alien signals she had intercepted. She quickly realized the horrifying truth. The Abyssals were not just invading. They were terraforming the planet, preparing it for something much worse. Elena, reading from her findings, they're using the Earth's resources to prepare for the coming of their leader, the Abyss Sovereign. If it emerges, it will consume the planet's core and reshape the Earth in their image. As the group gathered more information, they discovered that the Abyssals were not only attacking the surface, but also turning humanity into their servants. People who were captured were being transformed into mindless drones, twisted and mutated into terrifying new forms to serve their alien overlords. Marcus grimly.
We can't let them get away with this. We've got to stop them before they finish what they started.
Elena knew that they had no time to waste. Using a combination of stolen alien technology and their own ingenuity, Riley built a makeshift EMP device powerful enough to disable the Abyssal's terraforming machinery. The group would have to infiltrate the alien hive, the central hub of the Abyssal's operations, and plant the device at the heart of the terraforming core. But it wouldn't be easy. The hive was heavily guarded by Abyssal soldiers, and the creatures that roamed the surface were getting more dangerous with each passing hour. The group ventured out into the war-torn world, their hearts heavy with the weight of their mission. As they approached the alien hive, they saw the full scale of the invasion. Vast organic structures, alive with alien energy, growing out of the earth like tumors. The sky above was darkened by the presence of the mothership, which loomed ominously overhead. Riley, nervously.
This place, it feels like it's alive.
The hive was a massive, pulsating network of alien machinery and biological growths. It seemed to breathe, its walls rippling with energy. Tendrils of light snaked through the air, and the ground was soft and uneven beneath their feet, as if the earth itself was being reshaped. Inside, the group moved cautiously, avoiding patrols of abyssal warriors and strange, otherworldly creatures that crawled through the corridors. Every sound felt like a threat, and the oppressive atmosphere of the hive seemed to close in on them. They fought their way through, with Marcus holding off an elite abyssal to buy Elena and Riley time to place the EMP device at the heart of the hive. Marcus gritting his teeth.
Go, I'll hold them off.
The group worked quickly, their time running out as the hive seemed to awaken around them. The EMP was set. All that remained was to detonate it. The EMP detonated, sending a shockwave through the alien network. The ground trembled as the alien machinery malfunctioned, and the mothership above them flickered, its lights dying. The Abyssals staggered, losing coordination. For a brief moment, it seemed as though the tide was turning in their favor. But then, the ground split open, and from the depths emerged the Abyss Sovereign, a creature of unimaginable size, its glowing, multifaceted eyes piercing the sky like stars. Its body was a mass of tendrils and dark, writhing energy, and it towered above everything, casting a shadow over the entire battlefield. Elena staring in horror.
That's their god.
The group fought valiantly, but it was clear they couldn't defeat the Sovereign with conventional weapons. In their final moment of desperation, Marcus made the ultimate sacrifice. He held the Abyssals at bay, giving Elena and Riley the time they needed to overload the core and destroy the Sovereign. The resulting explosion engulfed the Sovereign in a blinding flash of light. The mothership above them was torn apart, and the alien forces that remained were disintegrated. When the dust finally settled, the survivors emerged into a world that had been irrevocably changed. The cities were in ruins, and the land was scarred. But there was hope. Humanity had survived against all odds. Elena, voiceover, somber.
We've survived, but at a terrible cost. The Abyssals are gone, but their shadow lingers over us. They've shown us how fragile we are, and how strong we can be.
As the survivors began the long process of rebuilding, Elena looked out at the horizon, the faintest glimmer of hope in her heart. But deep beneath the earth, far beyond the reach of humanity, faint glowing cracks began to pulse again. The Abyssals were gone, but their legacy had only just begun.